Bournemouth won, Manchester United won. And what can I say? It was a little bit of a poor game, to be honest. Not much quality from both sides going forward. But I think a draw is probably a fair result. We are a little bit lucky to be coming away with a draw by scoring so late into injury time, but I think we did deserve the point. But before we get into the goals, let's talk about what happened in the first half and the starting lineup as well. So the only changes from my starting lineup were that Shaw, Mainu, Mazraoui and Højlund started ahead of Fredriksson, Ugarte, Amas and Obi Martin as well. I expected Fredriksson to be starting because he did have a really good game against Wolves, but Ruben Amorim opted to start Shaw at left centre back, and I thought Shaw had an okay game as well. In terms of the first half though, Manchester United started okay, especially in the first 20 minutes. It was 0-0. Bournemouth do find some space down the left side in the 3rd minute. Otara, who delivers a cross with his left foot, but the ball goes beyond Evanilson. Any touch by the Brazilian and that would have been a goal. So Bournemouth do get the first chance of the game in the 3rd minute, and I think Otara for Bournemouth had a decent game as well. Manchester United do get a chance in the 10th minute. It's Mainu once again as he drives towards the Bournemouth goal, skipping past a couple of players before curling a shot safely into the hands of a relieved Kepa. Garnacho then has a shot in the 16th minute. He manages to find some space before driving a first low effort which narrowly flies past Kepa's post. So unfortunately for Manchester United, Bournemouth do make it 1-0 in the 23rd minute. It's Semenyo who scores to make it 1-0. Dogu gets dispossessed by Adam Smith trying to play out from the back. Smith plays it into the box to Evanilson, who lays it back to Anton Semenyo, who rifles it into the back of the net to make it 1-0. And in terms of United defensively, it is such a poor goal to give up, and it just goes to show how poor we are from playing out from the back. We gave away goals against Newcastle trying to play out from the back when Mazraoui slipped, and then Bayinde gives away the ball trying to play out from the back, and we conceded 2 goals trying to play out from the back against Newcastle, and then we've conceded another one trying to play out from the back against Bournemouth as well. So it is a poor goal to give up, but nonetheless, Manchester United do have a chance in the 37th minute. In the 37th minute, long ball by Bruno over the Bournemouth midfield, and Garnacho is onto the ball. He tries to lob Kepa, but the keeper saves. Garnacho then has a shot at the end of the first half as well. He skips past Otara, finding some space outside the Bournemouth penalty area before lashing a shot past Kepa's right hand post. So in terms of the first half, Bournemouth finishing in the final third reflected an XG of 0.4. On the other hand, United created some clear-cut opportunities, unable to finish their chances in front of goal, and highlighted through an XG of 0.73. So in terms of the starting lineup, let's just have a look at that right now. Put it on screen for you now. So obviously I expected Fredriksson to start. I felt like as if he was unlucky not to start this game. I expected some more rotation by Ruben Amorim as well, simply because we have such an important Europa League tie coming up against Athletic Club on Thursday. But you know, I think this was probably a decently strong 11. Possibly the only players that you could switch out is probably Mainu for Ugarte, but apart from that, it is a pretty strong 11 fielded by Ruben Amorim for this game against Bournemouth. So in terms of the second half though, Semenyo does get a shot in the 47th minute. Kluivert picks up a pass from Otara on the left flank before teeing up Semenyo, who curled a first-time shot past Onana's right-hand post, and that would have been a great start to the second half for the Cherries. Unfortunately for them, very unlucky not to be 2-0 for them. And then Dogu picks up a yellow card. I think it's a harsh for Dogu. The Denmark international wins the ball on the right hand side, but makes contact with Smith. Replays show that the Bournemouth captain kicked into Dogu. Dogu does win the ball, but unfortunately for him, he picks up a yellow card. From the resulting free kick, Bournemouth hit the woodwork. Otara sees his left-footed effort crash off against Onana's crossbar, and the ball falls to Zabani in the penalty area, but he sees his effort deflect past the post for a corner. So unfortunately for Bournemouth, they're unlucky not to be 2-0 up at that point after a free kick, hitting the bar. Unlucky for them not to be 2-0 up. Manchester United do make some substitutions. Casemiro, Mainu, and Maguire do go off for Ugarte, Mainu and Lindelof, and then you have a double pivot of Bruno and Ugarte in the middle, then a front three of Mount, Garnacho and Højlund. Unfortunately for Bournemouth, Evanilson does pick up a red card. Evanilson slips and he kind of scissor kicks Mazraoui. He does slip, and it's unfortunate for him. It is a little bit of a follow-through challenge, and the referee gives a yellow initially for the challenge, but VAR recommends that the referee takes a look, and the referee goes to the screen, takes takes a look at the challenge by Evanilson on Mazraoui, and then he decides to send off Evanilson. And so Bournemouth are playing the remainder of the game with 10 men. Manchester United do make a substitution. Mazraoui goes off for Chido Obi Martin, and we kind of switched to a 4 at the back. It was a little bit difficult to see what we were playing, but Mazraoui does go off for Chido Obi Martin. Then you've got a front two of Obi Martin and Højlund up front. Then on the left hand side you've got Luke Shaw and Garnacho on the left hand side. Then I think you had Euro playing right back, and then you had a centre back pairing of Lindelof and Ugarte at centre back to finish off the game, because we're chasing the game. Bournemouth are down to 10 men, so that's how we finished the game, basically with a back four of Euro, Lindelof, Ugarte, and Shaw playing as a back four. And then you had I think you had Fernandes and Mount playing in a little bit of a double pivot. It was a little bit difficult to see how we actually finished the game. But in the 89th minute, Dogu delivers a low cross from the left flank to Mount, who decides to take a touch before shooting with his right foot. However, Sensi is in the way to make a block, and that was a crucial block, as it seemed Mount had almost equalised for the Red Devils. United do make a final substitution. Off goes Dogu and on comes Eriksson, and Manchester United do get 9 minutes of added time is added on. In the second minute of injury time, at the end of the second half, in 90 plus 2 minutes gone, United get a chance. This time it's Obi who finds some space in the Bournemouth penalty area, with the former Arsenal youth forward stabbing a shot straight at Kepa, with the Bournemouth goalkeeper parrying the shot away from goal. And then Man United get another chance through Fernandes. The ball is recycled to Fernandes outside the penalty area before the United captain fires a shot which hits the side netting. That effort was curling towards goal, and Kepa had no chance to actually make the save. Højlund does grab the equaliser for Manchester United in the 6th minute of injury time at the end of the second half. 90 plus 6. A cross from Shaw on the left flank falls to Ugarte, who shoots first time and sees a shot tapped in by Højlund, and there was a check for offside, but Zabanyi played Højlund onside to make it 1-1. And in terms of full time, I think we probably did deserve to come away with a point, even though I do feel like as if we were poor going forward. We did have more shots than Bournemouth. We created more than Bournemouth as well in the final third. Obviously, it did help us how Bournemouth did go down to 10 men, but in terms of the stats overall, you have a look at the stats overall, and Man United had 25 shots compared to Bournemouth's 8, for the whole game. And in terms of the second half, we had 18 shots compared to Bournemouth's 3, and Evanilson did get sent off in the 70th minute, and obviously that did kind of change the tie in terms of to give Man United some more momentum, at the end of the game. So yeah, let's get into some stats, player ratings, before we head off. So let's get into some stats right now. So Onana, he couldn't really do anything about the goal that Semenyo scored. It was a really good strike. He was okay playing out from the back. 23 out of 32 accurate passes, but in terms of his long balls, I think he needs to be doing better. Only 3 out of 12, 25% accurate long balls, which isn't good enough in my opinion. That needs to be better. But in terms of recoveries, he made 7 recoveries, and it was okay performance by Onana. Not really obviously no errors leading to any goals, so it's a decent performance by him. Lenny Yoro, he's got 32 out of 36 accurate passes, 89% accurate passes there. In terms of his duels, he's won 5 out of 8, which is decent as well, so it's a good performance by him. He looks like a good signing as well. He's very young as well, 19 years of age, but he looks like as if he's been playing football for years, so a good performance by Lenny Yoro. Harry Maguire lasted 66 minutes. I think he was been taken off because he is going to be starting against Athletic Club in the Europa League. 24 out of 28 accurate passes, 86% pass accuracy, and 2 out of 3 duels won. He was decent as well. Luke Shaw, he was okay as well. He completed the most passes of the match with 54 out of 63, 86% accurate passes. Then Jules, he's won 3 out of 5 as well, which is okay. And then Mazraoui, he did go off in the 75th minute as well. I think he's due to start against Athletic Club. That's why he was taken off as well. 17 out of 20 accurate passes as well. And then Jules, he's won 4 out of 6. So he is our only kind of right wing back at the moment, obviously because Dalot and Ahmad are out injured. So he is going to be starting pretty much every game. Mainu, he completed the most dribbles of the match 3. He did have this one shot here in the 10th minute, which was saved by Kepa. But, you know, 65 minutes played and two shots there, one on target and then one off target. This was blocked, you know, a little bit far out there. But in terms of his accurate passes, 17 out of 21. And then Jules, he's won 4 out of 10, sorry. I think he needs to be doing better with his Jules. He's only got a 6.6 here on FootMob. Casemiro, I felt like as if he was decent as well. 31 out of 43. He only played 65 minutes. I think he's due to start against Athletic Club as well, so he was probably taken off because he's starting, because rotation and, you know, Europa League's pretty important. Tackles 1 3 out of 3, and in terms of his duels, he's won 6 out of 8 as well, which is decent. And then Patrick Dogu, he was the most fouled player. He won the most duels of the match as well, but he did make an error that led to a goal. So he gave away, what did he give away? He lost the ball trying to play out from the back. So you know, he needs to be doing better there. Obviously, can't be conceding goals from trying to play out from the back. 25 out of 30 accurate passes. In terms of his duels, he's won 9 out of 14 as well, which is pretty decent. But obviously, he made an error that led to a goal, so he needs to be doing better there. You know, we can't have players giving away the ball in dangerous areas that are going to lead to goals. Alexandro Garnacho, he lasted 90 minutes. I'm surprised that he did, because I think he's probably going to be starting against Athletic Club as well. But 20 out of 25. Look how many shots he's had. He's had 8 shots. So many shots, but you know, not many on target. I think this was the only on target. We had you know, Garnacho had 8 shots. I think United had 25 shots in total, but a lot of them were blocked. Bournemouth did defend really, really well, in my opinion. In terms of his duels, he's won 4 out of 7 as well. And then Bruno, he's the player of the match with 8.2 rating. He created the most chances of the match as well with 7, and he had a decent performance in my opinion as well. Created 7 chances, which is quite a lot. 53 out of 66 accurate passes as well. In terms of his duels, he's won 4 out of 7. And then Højlund, he's got a 7.8 here. But he had the least touches, 27, of any outfield player to play 90 minutes. And 13 out of 18 accurate passes. Only that one shot that did result in a goal. So he has broken his goal scoring duck, coming away with a goal against Bournemouth. But apart from that, he was pretty quiet in my opinion. And he didn't really offer too much going forward as well. Only 3 out of 6 duels won. So let's speak a little bit about the substitutions. So Manuel Ugarte does grab the assist for the Højlund goal, but he lasted 25 minutes. I expect him to start against Athletic Club. He didn't win any of his duels, unfortunately. Mason Mount, again, he was quiet, not really offering too much. Did have this one shot that was that blocked shot in the 83rd minute, and then this was also blocked as well. Bournemouth were defending really, really well with 10 men, it has to be said. You know, leading to United, getting into some goal scoring opportunities, but too often than not, a Bournemouth player would come out with a block. In terms of his duels, he's won 2. He's not won any of his duels, unfortunately. And then Lindelof, again, lasted 24 minutes. You know, I think he was obviously coming off for Maguire, who you know, is going to be probably starting against Athletic Club. Tito Martin did have this one shot in the 90th minute that was saved. A little bit unlucky not to be scoring there. In terms of his duels, he did win 1 out of 1 of his duels. And then Ericsson didn't really last too much, only played a minute and came on in the 90th minute, so not really much can be said about him. But yeah, overall, you know, it probably is a fair result, I'll be honest, because Man United did kind of did dominate, let's say, especially when Evanilson got sent off in the 70th minute. Have a look at the stats as well. If you have a look at the stats in the first half, pretty even. Man United dominating the possession with 58%, 0.75 expected goals, 7 shots, 2 on target, 1 big chance created, 1 big chance missed as well. I think that was the Garnacho one, if I'm not mistaken. That might have been, I'm not sure. But, you know, probably first half, a little bit even. We were probably unlucky to be going into halftime 1-0 down because, you know, even though Bournemouth did score, it was from an error from a United player, and United failing to clear their lines, trying to play out from the back. In terms of the second half, though, we did kind of dominate, especially when Evanilson got sent off. 1.82 XG compared to Bournemouth's 0.27. 3 shots for Bournemouth in the second half compared to United's 18. 4 shots on target for United, none for Bournemouth. 1 big chance created for United and 0 big chances missed for either team. But in terms of the shots, you have a look at the shots. Blocked shots 10. That's in the second half. If we have a look at all, in terms of all shots, 13 blocked shots, you know, that United had from 25 in total. Just goes to show how decent Bournemouth were, especially defending, you know, especially defending. So, in terms of the league table, where does that leave United? We are up to 14th. With 39 points. And who do we have up next? Of course, it is Athletic Club away in the Europa League. First semi-final, first leg. So that's who we have up next. And that's it from me. Overall, disappointed with the draw, but I did predict a loss. So obviously coming away with a point is a decent result, especially how Bournemouth are a better side than us, and we have looked awful in the Premier League all season. But yeah, anyway, that's it from me. Obviously disappointed with the draw, but you know, like I said, it could have been a lot worse. We could be coming away with no points, and because I did predict a loss for Manchester United this game, but we did manage to come away with a point from Bournemouth. Probably a deserved result as well, because like I said, when Evanilson got sent off, we did kind of create a lot of opportunities, although a lot of them were blocked. But you know, I think we were deserving of the point. And yeah, there have been a couple of games this season where I felt like as if we've come away with no points, or we've come away with a point whereby I felt like as if we deserved more. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, next up we do have Athletic Club in the Europa League. Semi-final, first leg away from home, so hopefully we do get a good result in that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.